Welcome to the special edition. I'm excited because I have my friend here, Devin Koskan, talking about Koslow.com, right? And Koslow.com is his brainchild, something that he created from scratch. It's changing the way people buy cars. Devin Koskan, welcome to Money for Life.
Thanks for having me, Bert.
I'm excited to have you here. So let's talk about this. First of all, give us your background before starting Koslow.
So I'd been in the plumbing industry for 10 to 12 years,
Okay.
coming up on 12 years. I'm just getting out of it. But so I was operationally minded. I was cleaning up companies. I would go help fix companies and get them profitable. During that process, I was buying a couple vehicles and was frustrated with the process, and it just seemed operationally that there were flaws. It was too hard. It took too much time. I never knew. I always had buyer's remorse after I bought a car. So we started asking questions, looking at who was out there from the internet companies, and then we started putting it together and got with a software development company that said they could build our dream, and that's where it started.
Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I think that you've hit on a massive nail here, because I think the entire world, certainly the entire American public, is tired of being ripped off when they buy a car. Everything that has to do with a car, we have buyer's remorse. When you buy a car, buyer's remorse. When you fix your car, buyer's remorse. It's just anything to do with your car is what do you call it? Almost a rip-off. And but yet we love to own cars. So I think that Koslow.com is on the verge of explosion here. I think you're on a great track here.
Yeah, and the first thing we saw was that actually the model, today's model, was backwards. So that was the first thing we looked at. Was dealerships have all this inventory sitting on their lot, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then they pay all these different sites to put their inventory and market, guessing what the customer wants, and then a customer goes and spends all this time searching all these sites trying to find the right car. So in the meantime, the dealership's spending tons of money, tons of time. Customers spending a lot of time finding the right car, hoping that they get the right one. They don't necessarily get the exact one, but in my case, I just gave up.
Right.
That's good enough. So in this case, we said, okay, what if we flip that model, had a customer just come to us and tell us exactly what they want, have the dealerships tell us what they actually sell, which brands, and then when a customer asks for this, send it to all the dealerships around the country that sell that brand.
Right.
And then if they have the car, they give us a bid. If they don't, they don't. No harm, no foul. Doesn't cost the dealership anything. Doesn't cost the customer anything until the only fee is if a dealership customer chooses that car from the dealership. That's the only time there's a charge. So,
but no charge to the customer.
No charge to the customer at all.
That is fantastic. And you're right. You typically you'll go to a site, and then you have to figure out. You got to something. Which this is difficult. Sometimes it's very challenging. Just trying to find a way to contact the dealer who might have this car.
Correct.
And then you call that dealer. Car sold. They haven't updated the site yet.
Correct.
And it's a hassle and a half. All right. So you and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, and you guys just put a deal together, or are on the works putting a deal together with DealerTrack. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so we do have a signed agreement with DealerTrack, and DealerTrack's huge in the auto world. 94% of dealerships across the United States use DealerTrack right now.
Wow.
So it shows that Koslow has something that they truly believe in.
Right, they value there.
Yeah, because they don't do it with the only other site similar to us that they're with is TrueCar, which we all know is pretty big. So it's a game changer for us of buy-in from the dealerships. And what they do is, and what we wanted to add, my vision from the beginning was to have a customer be able to start the process and go all the way through and not have to set foot in the dealership. So what DealerTrack does is when the customer finds the exact car they want and select, I want this one, it actually pulls that dealership's financial institutions that they would like to use.
Wow.
And it gives the customer, they can choose their payment options. And then they can fill out the credit app spot and go through all that process and not ever have to set into the dealership, which is a good thing for the dealership too, because we're doing all the work, and then we're handing it over, and we're not taking away that, because the dealership makes income off the finance. Sure. So we're just handing it over, almost completed deal, and then they close the deal with the customer. So it's huge for Koskan.
Sure, sure. Yeah, so this is huge for the customers. It's going to be huge, as you said, for Costco because of your connection with Dealer Track, and it's going to be huge for the auto dealerships. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. You are wrapping up one career.
Correct.
You're launching this new career as CEO of Costco, and you're currently headquartered in California.
I am. I'm based in Huntington Beach, California.
But Costco is going to be based in
South Dakota. It's a South Dakota company. The beautiful thing with an internet company is it doesn't matter really where you are.
Right.
We can guarantee the customer service end will be the same. Just there's some economic things, and South Dakota has a truly good business climate to it.
Yeah, and you know, as you said, with an internet-based company, you really can choose where you're going to go, which is a great thing. And I love California, and I think you and I have talked about this, but to me, it's lost its shine. I mean, you have high taxes, huge traffic, you know, huge real estate taxes. I don't know why anybody would live in California. Sorry, no offense to you great Californians, but it's just gotten so crazy there.
Yeah, you definitely pay for the weather, and compared to South Dakota, it is a plus, but
right.
The expense doesn't outweigh anything else.
Not anymore. Not anymore. It's just like, my gosh, it's just gotten crazy. All right, so Costco, what do you see for the future? What would you, first of all, what would you like to see? What would be the end game?
Yeah, so in the next 6 months, we'd like to see where you can complete the whole process as far as insurance, any warranty add-ons, things like that,
Nice.
add to the system. So it's truly anything you could think of with a car, it's there. And then long-term, it's adding, because the system was built to handle this process automatically, so we don't have to add a bunch of staff every time we do a new business venture. But so we'd like to go to motorcycles next, and then
Nice.
things like boats, RVs, any high-dollar item, even down to, I grew up on a farm, even down to farm equipment. It's high-dollar items. You know, my folks search all over the internet, all over
Sure.
the country trying to find stuff. It's not an easy process. There's just not as much of that. There's more cars, so that's why we chose cars as the big market, and we're going after that first.
That's smart. That's smart. Absolutely. Look, eBay, I think, really showed everybody that you can buy a car from anywhere and pick it up anywhere or have it delivered from anywhere.
Exactly.
They were, you know, so you have to give, you know, what the hats off to them. But it's not necessarily a great experience. Again, they have the inventory, but now you got to put the financing together and everything else, and you got to get the car from A to B. It's kind of clunky.
Correct, and that I have bought a car off eBay, and actually I bought a motorcycle was the last thing I bought, and that's what started Costco because
Interesting.
I found it.
Right.
It took me a month to find the motorcycle I wanted, and then it took me another month to find the shipping company. So that's something with Costco too, is we negotiate shipping. If you can decline it if you want to look locally, but you also we could look around the country and ship it to you as well.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, I'm so excited. Costco.com.
Correct.
Costco.com, you can go there, one site, one click, and it's done. You can get all your cars there, and then later on your motorcycles, and then your farm equipment and everything. It's going to be exciting to watch this company grow. So we're going to do a special video just focusing on, it's going to be a 3-part panel. We're going to be talking about some entrepreneurial stuff, anything from mindset to management and obstacles. So that's going to be fun. We're going to do that shortly. But it's always good to talk to you. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Bert. Great seeing you as well.
Absolutely. Guys, we'll be back shortly.